Good evening, everyone. Welcome back. A quick introduction. At first, here we are talking about software. I have developed this software over 10 years of developing and still developing it. It's called TreeShade. So the software name called TreeShade. Okay, good. This software, it's an extension for InDesign mainly, but to Creative Cloud in general. For Adobe Bridge, it's a startup extension, and you can install Adobe Bridge free, and you don't need to subscribe. Through Adobe Bridge and TreeShade, you can set up a local server for hosting and building sites, depending on file structure as database, using dynamic online forms and logical relations between the files, add extra dimension to the file structure. Okay, is that enough for the introduction? After installing TreeShade, you need to restart Adobe Bridge, and from Window menu, select Extensions TreeShade. The startup script files will be copied, and it will ask you again to restart. After restarting, it will ask you to create root folder for the project files and for the database and output of the files. And if you have already TreeShade root folder, you can select it to connect. Inside the root folder, you will have workshop, and within workshop, put your project files and edit them. Beside workshop, there are parallel locations for output, and these locations connected dynamically to the workshop location. So if you rename file here or move from folder to folder, it will be reflected automatically to the output files. Like for an example, let's copy any file, this. Okay, this file, let's name table. Now if you go to versions, you will see that there is no table here. There is no version for the file. So you can right click and select check in. Check in as final, no. Now if we go again, you would see that here instead of workshop, you will have versions and the same relative path and the same file name, but we have a prefix this var 01, and here the red color warn you not to edit this location, so don't edit the output location. If you want to rename the file, go to workshop and rename. It's not table, it's tablet. Tablet on the table. Now if we go to versions, you will have that it's changed here. What else? Here you have this label current assigned automatically to the file to indicate that this is the connected version with the workshop file. Because the current version, it's not necessarily the latest one, the latest created one, or the maximum number here. Maybe you check out an old version to edit, and at that time it will be current. For example, let's edit the file here. Edit with, open with, where open with? Open with Adobe Photoshop. And here let's change the dimension. Or any change you want. Let's remove this. Where remove? It's strange where the AI remove. I think I need to like this. Okay. Remove. Okay. Layer, flatten image, save, close. Now if we go back, the file marked with this label need to be checked in to indicate that the workshop copy is not, it's new, and the version here, var 01, need to be checked in, need to be updated, because see here, it's old one. So here you have two options. You can check in to update the current version, or you can create a new version, and this will be without any label, just abandoned. Let's try to create a new version. So right click and select create new version. But under editing, no, because we finished editing. If we click yes, a new version will be created, but it still need to be checked in. So you didn't finish editing yet. But under editing, no. Sometimes you need to click F5 to refresh. And now if we go to versions, TreeShade automatically selected all the versions of the selected file in workshop, because when we were in workshop, this file was selected. So if we go here, TreeShade automatically selected the versions of that file. And here ver01 have no label, but ver02 have label. It's updated. Because they are selected, you get benefit from preview panel. Yes. So you will see that all the versions here previewed. Suppose we want to go back to the first version and edit it to make another option with the pencils, but with the same grouping. So we don't edit directly ver01, but double click on it, and TreeShade will ask you to set as current version for editing. Click yes, and the file will be checked out, so the workshop copy will be updated depending on this file, and automatically the browsing will switch back to workshop. But if you click no, this file will be opened. Click yes. See, we switch back to workshop, and if we go back to versions, you will see that ver01 now is current. So what we can do now, we can open with Adobe Photoshop, and let's crop. If I want to crop exactly as the ver02, can I open ver02? Let's try. So double click ver02, and instead of checking out, let's click no to open the file itself. So the file opened. Let's copy and paste here what we did now. Now for the I want to determine the grouping depending on the second file. So let's make opacity 50. Where is the pencil? Oh, there is no pencil. I'm comparing depending on the pencil because it has sharp point, and forget that we don't have pencil already. Sometimes let's compare to this corner. Okay, so now we want to crop. There is no snap. Okay. And now let's delete the guide color, the guide layer, and let's save. Now the first version, it's not old. I said it's the old, but this because it's checked out and updated after version 02. So it's not old. Actually, it's current and need to be checked in. So you can check in the version by right-click on the version file and selecting check in, or on the workshop copy as you want. So let's select this only and select check in. Check in as final. Yes, why not? And let's refresh F5. F5. Okay. See now what we have. These our versions. Ignore this. We have final here. So the final version and the picked one is var 01, not necessarily the maximum number, because maybe the customer selected the old one, old alternative. And here labeled final. So this label automatically assigned to any file have checked in as final. And of course you can create a new version as final. And at that time the new version will be automatically updated as final. This is not the subject of this session, but anyway, let's go back to the change command. So what we can do for the Creative Cloud files, there is metadata, an ID assigned to the file. Like if you right click on the file and select the file info. So there are many commands hidden because TreeShade menu. Because all these commands for TreeShade menu. From here, preferences to new from selected. This is not installed with TreeShade by default. It's added as a result of installing TreeShade. So because these commands, many commands here hidden. Maybe I reduce the command here and making them in groups, like change and preferences, and set something here. So you have a space. Anyway, here file info, if we select and go to raw data and search for TS TreeShade ID. TS_ID. See, this is actually an ID for the file stored with the Creative Cloud files. So if you copy or drag and drop, TreeShade can trace the change and update the relations between the files. Because here you have relations between the InDesign document and the placed image in two directions, from the image to the document and from the document to the image. So if you rename an image, the link will be automatically fixed in the document. But the problem in the file is that they are not Creative Cloud files. So you need to cut and copy in different way in a command related to TreeShade. And that command, instead of selecting copy and cut, select at first pick for change, then go to a different place, different folder, and select change, copy here or move here. This command I recommended to get familiar with this command despite the type of the file, if it's Creative Cloud or not, because these commands have more flexibility and power than original cut and copy or duplicate. Like here, for duplicating, you can simply select a file and from change, copy here. Automatically will be duplicated. You can, if you want to go to different folder, at that time you need to pick you need to pick for change. If you select the file using this command, pick for change, it's stored in a list, and you can continue picking the files from different folders, and they still increased in the list. And then if you execute the command, also if you select a file, if you select a command here, it will be executed on the picked files, not on the selected, because you have already picked files. The selection run only if you don't have any picked files. After executing any command on picked files, the list will be cleared. How you can know? Just execute this command, run, and you will find the list of picked files here. They will be listed here. Now if I cancel, the list will be cleared. So now if I change, run, there is no picked files. So the command will be executed on the selected. You can use the pick for change and selecting for exchange between the files or making comments between the selected and the picked file. Like, let's say we have we want to replace this tablet with a different photo. Let's delete this, and I want to say that also don't delete the file using delete command here, because especially for non-Creative Cloud files, the TreeShade will not be able to trace the change. So always select from TreeShade menu, move to trash. At first, maybe it's difficult, but you will get familiar. So select the file, move to trash, and click no for this message. I make this yes, the default button, so you don't cancel any file by accident. If you click enter quickly, it will not be cancelled. It will not be moved to trash. So if you want to trash, click no. And now let's say we want this copy, best here. Now let's say I want to replace this with this, or overwrite this by this. How we can do that? Right click on this and pick for change. See, now we pick this for change. Then select this and right click. Now in change menu, you will find two commands. Overwrite picked by selected or overwrite selected by picked. As you want. Let's say overwrite selected by picked. And then it will be replaced. And this is important because the file here will be still connected with the same ID and have the same output. See? Now also the file changed, but the old version of the file is the tablet, not the cap. So we can right click on this and let's say create a new version, but under editing no. F5, select, go to versions, and you will see, I need to click F5, but the problem, if I click F5 to refresh, the selection will gone. See, that's a problem. Let's go back again, select and go to versions. See, now you have 3 versions, and the third one is different photo. It's important command to select a file, to pick a file, then select another and overwrite the selected by picked one. And it's important because this file, if it's placed in a document, the document will update with this because this the link reference this ID for this file. Okay, what else? I think let's start by explaining the subject of this session. Always I make live streaming and make title, subject, and when I go live talking about different subject. The subject of this session, now I have half hour talking about different things. The subject is replace, regular expression. You can right click on the file and select run. Then here you can make flexible command to change the file name, the file path, or duplicate in different locations. You can do many flexible change. But what we want here is replace path, replace name, and replace extension. And I will add replace full path. So you can replace the full path from the beginning to the extension using regular expression. So you can write here from to replace from to. To execute that, let's make an actual example. Let's move this to trash. And let's copy a list of files. Let's say this, so this, and this, and this, and this. Copy, paste. Okay. Now I can make custom order for the file and update this text file, tsort. And this text file have pure name of the files to identify the order on the online form, and also when you place content in the HTML files or on the InDesign document. So you need a specific order. Let's say we want the train at first, the cab, the table, the chair, and then the sofa, then the tablet. Now after custom ordering, from TreeShade menu, select update tsort file. Now the file will be updated with the right order here. If you double click and open, you will have the list of the right order. Now we can change the file names using replace name, regular expression. So let's select the files, right click, change, run, and let's write at first ./fn, which means the same file name and path. We don't change anything, but after that we add the replace name rn, and you will find here rn, replace name from to replace the file name. So we can replace the file name. Here we use a regular expression, so you can write dot plus to replace the file name, then slash again to write what you want to replace with, to. And here let's write asterisk, so we can provide a list, manual list. We can write later. Okay. Because we write asterisk key here, a new prompt will be revealed to write the file names as we want. So we can write train, cab, or we can copy the names from external text file, table. Why I custom order for the files? Because here the order will be determined depending on right sorting, the custom sorting. Okay, then chair, or let's be yellow chair, then sofa, and then tablet. Okay. Now the file will be renamed depending on the text file. So here cup, here sofa, table, tablet, train, and yellow chair. Okay, that's it. If you have any question, don't hesitate and ask in chat, and I can answer you if you have if you want a solution for your problem. You're doing tedious task repeatedly and want to reduce, don't hesitate to ask. During the live streaming, I go live every day on daily basis. So subscribe on the channel so you get notified. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.